What's good? It's your boy Fanon. All right. And to talk about Luis Ortiz, who's going to be on the undercard of Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. The fight that's going to be December 1st at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Looking forward to it. He's going to be on the undercard versus fighting Travis Kaufman. And he makes a prediction in the midst of it about Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder and what he thinks is going to happen in that fight. And after that, he says he wants his rematch with Deontay Wilder, man. So, look, I'm getting excited about this fight on December 1st. It is looking like, it looks like we're going to get a good number of fights on that card with people that want to see. There had been reports a while back about all the fights that were rumored to be on this undercard for Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. And like I said, when they said it was like when they came out, I was like, man, this is too good to be true. But we will get to see a good number of fighters on that undercard that I want to see. Jared Hurd is fighting Jason Wellborn. That's, pretty much a what's going to happen type of fight, man. But Jared Hurd is always in exciting fights. Luis Ortiz and Travis Kaufman. Of course, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. And we also get to see Joe Joyce, and maybe this is the first or second time he's fought in the U.S., the 6-0 heavyweight out of the U.K. fighting Joe Hanks. And then on the untelevised portion of it, the guy that I remember having seen Travis Kaufman fight, Chris Arreola, is going to be back in action. But all in all, man, it should be a good night of fights, man. The best one obviously is for the lineal championship of the lineal heavyweight championship and the WBC heavyweight championship, which is Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. But Luis Ortiz talked about and basically predicted a knockout for Deontay Wilder over Tyson Fury. Let me get into what he said real fast and give you my thoughts on it. On Saturday, December 1st at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, Cuban heavyweight slugger Luis Ortiz will continue his journey to secure another title spot. That's the beginning of an article that was put up on Boxing Scene. My understanding, I heard that the pay-per-view is going to be like $64.99, so I will be buying it. The ultimate goal for Ortiz is to secure a fight rematch with Wilder as soon as possible, and this is what he has to say about it. I feel blessed to be on the Wilder Fury card and competing on a huge night of boxing in front of a full house, said Ortiz. In my last fight at Staples Center, the fans showed me so much love, and I can't wait to be back. I know Travis Kaufman has a good record, and I know he's definitely got heart. If all goes as expected and Wilder puts Fury to sleep like I think he will, I want another shot at him ASAP. It will be an epic rematch between me and Wilder. Before Ortiz can even think about a rematch with Wilder, needs to contend with Kaufman. Kaufman is coming off a majority decision over Scott Alexander in May and views Ortiz as the perfect opportunity to secure a world title shot. I'm looking forward to stepping up and challenging myself in an exciting fight, said Kaufman. Ortiz is the second best heavyweight in the world next to Deontay Wilder, but I'm the toughest fighter you'll ever face. This is my chance to prove that I'm a great fighter, and I'm excited to do it on this huge stage. Travis Kaufman is getting his head knocked off. Just so you know, before we get into this the Wilder talk about Tyson Fury rematch. First of all, both these guys got to get past their fight. Travis Kaufman, quick word on Travis Kaufman. The time I saw a Travis Kaufman fight, and I went back and looked at the fight a little bit just to refresh my memory, was on a PBC card against Chris. I think it's Chris the Nightmare Arreola, and he's just the type of fighter who's going to take a lot of shots and keep coming. And against Chris Arreola, which I believe he had lost to in a split decision, real close fight to Chris Arreola, but somehow it got changed to a no decision. I'm not sure why that happened, but when the fight had ended and they raised Chris Arreola's hand, and that was his only loss that I know of is to Chris Arreola. Now, he had another loss on his record. Forgive me, man. I'm going to go just look, make sure. Yeah, earlier in his career, back in 2019, he lost to a guy named Tony Grano. But man, this guy's gonna get knocked out because he's the type of fighter that prides himself on being able to take him on the chin and keep on coming. And taking it on the chin and taking it on the chin from Luis Ortiz just means you're going to take a whole bunch of them to the chin, and eventually you're going to go out. They're either going to stop the fight because it's just a ridiculous whooping, or the guy's literally going to get put to sleep. Chris Arreola is a good fighter, man, but he was just a really active. He took a lot of shots himself, and he's a very active fighter, but didn't have the most power in the world, nowhere near on the level of a Luis Ortiz, and he lost that fight. So I don't expect anything different in this. Now, as far as what happens after the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight, I'm telling you, man, I think this is going to be a good fight between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. I don't know what's going to happen in it, really. What Deontay Wilder is going to bring to the table, but you don't know necessarily what Tyson Fury is going to bring to the table. People are expecting a knockout from Deontay Wilder, but I'm telling you, I think that you can get Deontay Wilder can win this. I think Deontay Wilder by a decision is a very real and possible outcome in this fight. Deontay Wilder is a more calculating fighter and is getting better and is a better boxer than people give him credit for, man. And I do believe he showed that in the Bermane-Stavern fight. I think that Tyson Fury is going to do whatever he has to do not to get knocked out. I expect Tyson Fury to do a lot of grabbing, holding, and mauling. And the question is going to be whether or not that's going to be an effective way to win the fight. Whether he's going to be able to grab, hold, and maul him, throw a couple little shoe shine punches, and then keep moving. That's going to be the approach that Tyson Fury has to do to take that fight, but to win that fight. But he's as big as he was looking, and his movement didn't look that good. I have a real hard time believing he's gonna be able to do that. So I don't know what's going to happen in the fight, man. Just long and short of it, I ain't making a prediction. If the highest probability that there is, and I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, the highest probability outcome for that fight for me is Deontay Wilder by a split decision. That's how, if I have to rest on my money on something, I'm going to go Deontay Wilder by split decision win. I think Tyson Fury is wily enough not to get knocked out, and he knows that that's what or at least he'll believe that's what Deontay Wilder's trying to do. Now, if we get past that fight in a rematch with Luis Ortiz and just say Deontay Wilder beats Tyson Fury, that is going to be once again a super dangerous rematch. I think the fight with Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz might be more dangerous the second time around for Deontay Wilder than it was the first time. Luis Ortiz is not any worse a boxer. He's seen Deontay Wilder. He knows that he's not going to slip up and get hit with that right hand again. And I just could see that being a situation, man, where Luis Ortiz performs better in the second bout than he did in the first. Now, I could be wrong, and Deontay Wilder could do Luis Ortiz like he did Bermane-Stavern, where the first fight was a very good fight, but the second fight he just really walked through him. We could see, but like I said, man, we got to get past this fight. What I am liking that I see in this card is that now there appears to be, hopefully there'll be a little cycle, like a cycle of heavyweight fights that can happen in the United States of America that's not dependent on what's going on in the UK. And the reason I say that is because I'm not convinced that Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn, those guys have any interest in really putting Anthony Joshua or Dillian White in with the more difficult heavyweights that fight out of the United States. And the way that they have the sanctioning bodies or sanction these fights that are going around in a little circle, these guys are fighting each other and getting higher ranking points because they're fighting each other. And not fighting a guy like Luis Ortiz and Deontay Wilder are obviously the ones that stand out in that regard, where none of these UK dudes are fighting them. Now, Dillian White can say he has an excuse because Deontay Wilder wasn't going to go out of his way to fight Dillian White, but Dillian White ducked the snot out of Luis Ortiz Anthony Joshua ducked Luis Ortiz. Joseph Parker ain't no hurry to get in there with Luis Ortiz. Derek Chisora ain't in any hurry whatsoever to get in with Luis Ortiz. And Luis Ortiz, is going to, like Travis Kaufman said, I think there's a very good argument. There's a very good chance that Luis Ortiz is the second best heavyweight in the world. Now, I don't know if Luis Ortiz is a better fighter than Tyson Fury, but again, that's because I got to see what Tyson Fury does in this fight with Deontay Wilder, which I'm telling you, man, I'm just really nervous for. But anyway, I'm a Tyson Fury fan, man. So maybe I'm just, I could be guilty of being overly optimistic for Tyson Fury and thinking more highly of this dude's skill set and what's left in his body from that, those years of abuse and neglect that he put his body through. We'll see. But anyway, it is what it is, man. I'm looking forward to this fight card, man. Good luck to Travis Kaufman and Luis Ortiz, and I'm looking forward to it on December 1st. And with that, I'm out. Peace.